I see a lot of devastation, and unfortunately, it's what we have seen all morning and all night.
There's another fire we're keeping an eye on, of course, the Hearst fire roaring through the hillsides in Sylmar, fueled again by those strong winds and dry conditions.
Multiple wildfires burn at this hour out of control across Los Angeles.
And it quickly grew to 500 acres in just a few hours.
A torrent of embers spreading the fires from house to house, realizing saving it was impossible.
Come on, yeah. Come on, y'all, come on in. And let me tell you how I want y'all to act.
Yes.
Like I'm visiting you. All right, that's how I want y'all to act. Like I'm visiting you. This whole fire thing changed my trajectory of living, of kingdom living.
This, at one point I said, hey, yo, Bishop, this is evangelism. This is evangelism.
Yeah.
So
when it's all said and done, this is a blended responsibility, because it's not just one African American, Spanish, whatever, but our source, the change is our source is an urban foundation, God principle foundation that's helping a blended community.
We're doing things that are temporary, but it's not a temporary issue.
That's right.
We'll take the food, we'll take the clothes, we'll take the shoes, but what we're really asking for is partnership in the days to come. We're not talking about just a moment where you're talking about rebuilding.
That's right.
That's right. Rebuilding lives.
That's right.
Families. This is devastation at its highest. We've got to figure out the long-term resolve.
Networks connecting with network to bring what you say, movement of partnership. Not just partnership with our network, but partnership with civic. Partnership with people of means. Partnership with people that wants the same thing but don't know how to do it.
Right.
And we know how to get it done.
My grandfather would say in his lifetime that when you build relationships with people, it's a currency that can't be replaced. And that's what our walk with Christ is. It's a relationship.
That's right.
And that relationship cannot be replaced. So we're moving from, in the concept that we want to, from a theological standpoint, we're moving from salvation, which is today, to discipleship.
Come on, that's right.
So as we present the narrative, that's right. You got to give church people the essence of how this fits for us spiritually and what our role. And the church, even back in the day, in my grandfather's day, was always the beacon for the community.
That's right.
That's where you came to get your information.
That's right.
You knew what was going on, good or bad, in the church.
That's right.
You knew who was messing with who.
That's right.
But you found out when you came to church. So the churches now have to become, and that's one thing we're working on out here, the hub for all things community, all things development. Also, we're excited to do what we do. So we're looking for, again, the term is continued partnership.
There you go.
Because you cannot.
That's right.
I know you're great. I know you're the bishop of bishops.
No, I'm just a regular guy.
You got your thing, but you cannot do this by yourself.
That's right.
This community is
too big.
Yeah.
And
this guy's only 40-something, talking like an old man, like he knows.
I got a birthday Tuesday, I'm getting older. But this is the same thing my grandfather would do, and it's the way I was raised to be.
That's right.
And
you guys' church background always, from your dad to your grandfather, always surpassed the borders of traditional church.
Yes, sir. That is exactly right.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. What happened from there, because I believe in being accountable.
That's right.
You know where I come from.
No, come on.
So we don't play games.
Right.
Integral. So what happened is all of our churches will send their monies into the fellowship.
Right.
And the fellowship will then send one lump sum
Okay.
to you all. Even on the post we already did, we put your direct.
Right, you did.
So we will need to know how we're faring with that.
Okay, we'll give. That's right. We'll give you accounting up to date.
And what I can assure is, again, you know my DNA.
Right. That's right. Oh man, yeah.
So whatever is brought in for this cause will go to this cause.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Don't do foolishness.
Yep.
I don't, because God doesn't honor that.
We on the same page, man.
And I'm too scared of God.
That's right. To play with God.
Yes, to play with God.
So we do a lot of workforce development for reentry.
Okay.
I used to do little stuff like get them a security license and stuff like that.
Okay.
Now I do real workforce.
Okay.
Contractors or whatever. So I'm going to offer a really big class of contractors because now they need asbestos people.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're going to need a lot of people for cleanup, and we'll be able to get the people who are just getting out of prison and don't have jobs, some
Yes,
really
ma'am.
good jobs.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
I'm going to start the training, I think, on the 22nd or something like that.
Okay.
So Pastor Willis from Los Angeles, he's a contractor and he can teach.
Excellent.
I have also empowered Pastor Parks, who's one of our pastors,
Okay.
to put a list of contractors together that we can all share.
Okay.
Because people are going to need reliable, respectable people
Yeah, that they can trust.
that we can trust.
Because people get real funny when they know you're desperate.
That's right. That's right.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And
That's right.
Yeah.
That's one bridge. One of my classmates, he and I were kind of brainstorming. He's from Pasadena. The technological bridge.
Right.
So we have generations of people who don't have any
Tech.
possibility to correspond physically anymore
Right.
because their mailboxes are gone.
Right.
So I'm thinking, like, how do we set up some sort of like technology hub so that the elders can come and maybe for the first time create an email address, email account, get a laminator, paper, here's y'all's passwords and stuff, keep this in this folder. So that when these insurance companies are corresponding with you digitally now, because it's a completely new landscape, you're doing it in a safe, secure space. You can't just go down to a Starbucks and sign into anybody's Wi-Fi because everybody can sign into that. So that's one thing I want to possibly talk about too.
Food trucks, because they have a lot of food, but they don't have place to cook for the evacuees. If you know anyone, please let me know. I can shoot this contact to them. Come on, man. And have tons of supplies. I posted on my Instagram. I'm taking.
For us to set it for them to, are they like chefs or are they just home cooks?
I'm gonna find out.
Because a ghost kitchen might be best because they're already sanitized, prepped, and sterile for like mass cooking, like mass cooking.
Right.
The kitchen downstairs, because there's so many products in there, it can't sustain a mass cooking effort.
This room probably was what, double packed, gave away from yesterday.
So,
People
if
coming
I
in
can
for supplies. Tell them about that family that came in, the whole house burnt down. They needed diapers for the kids and everything. Not only did we give them supplies, we gave them money to help them.
So what would you, Bishop, what are we, and Andy, let's make sure we get this information. What are your biggest needs when it comes to product?
It's like one,
Socks,
Socks.
9,
diapers, and canned milk for babies.
0721.
Tissue
Okay.
paper.
And what is his name?
Yeah, his name is Josiah.
Josiah? Okay.
Toiletries. Okay.
People can come and pray. People can come and kneeling at the altar, laying down, just trying to get it together while they're here, man.
Okay.
So we're gonna have. So no matter what happens, there's gonna be a place where people still can connect to God.
Okay. So this way you be up here tearing them up.
Tell them, pretending like I'm you. So, oh, this is perfect. Hey. Hey, where's Christina at? Is Christina here? Yeah. Christina, come here. This is perfect.
Yep.
So this is her grandmother.
How are you?
Good, how are
Do you have a picture? Her grandmother lost her total home.
She just turned 89 on Monday.
Tell about her house. I wanted
Her house has been in the family. I mean, she's had that home since she moved to California, and it burned down like totally, completely. Yeah.
Hold on. We're gonna bring that too.
And so she's currently staying.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
And that's the part that I think a lot of people don't understand.
Yeah.
Is that you have individuals spent their whole life, or most of their life in the place,
Yeah.
and then to not have home anymore.
So that was another like multi-generational home.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gone. Like
What we talked about earlier.
we talked about like the black families coming in and still wanting to preserve what they have. This is my sister.
Okay.
Different dads, but this is grandma by proxy. So to see her home decimated, but again, we came together, my brothers and siblings, and we put together.
I just got your text.
Initially, just care packages, essentials, the needs.
Yeah.
The needs.
Perfect.
It's one thing to ask somebody, what do you need? And they say, I lost everything, but it's like, okay, but what do you want?
Yeah.
So this is what it looked like when we were there
I love
on
it.
Monday
Okay.
and Tuesday.
No, we good. She's just, yeah, we good. We good.
And I can send those to you.
Yeah.
I can send them to you. Yeah.
Our neighbor
you so
tried
much,
to
ma'am.
say one of my childhood friends lived across the street, so he said he did everything he could to try to save the house. But he had to eventually
Thank God.
leave. So,
Right.
This is good.
Right.
yeah.
This is perfect.
Wow.
Yes.
This is what we're talking about, Bishop.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And this is why we're doing what we're going to
This
do.
is what we're doing.
Just trying to do our part to make sure that. So, Bishop, the thing is, even with, and give me mother's name.
Her name is Georgia.
Mother Georgia. But the thing is, Miss Georgia, is what do we do after this moment to make sure the efforts are sustained? So we're just trying to push the narrative of partnership versus temporary relief.
Just like you told me, Milton, it's too big for you.
Yeah.
It has to be a part of a network to work. Her mother, come on, Kim. Her mother lost her house.
Okay.
The whole house. Her mother been a member of our church. She did our church. So not only her mother housed two other families also in the house. So not only caring for the responsibility of restoring back to health, but you got to have a mental health piece.
Exactly.
To take away from the daughter. This is the daughter, so she needs a reprieve.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then her mother needs a reprieve to connect with other things. Because most people say, I don't need no, but we need it.
Right.
We need it.
You need community.
And so community. Tell me that line you use. I like that.
Community is life's greatest commodity.
And this,
My kids are in this place right now.
If this ain't a crisis, I don't know.
This is unbelievable, man.
But the amazing thing I think is also that even in times like these, we have everything we need in the body to sustain the body. And what you said, community is
Life's greatest commodity.
Relationship is currency.
That's right. Come on, there you go.
Without relationship, you have no currency.
Yes.
So
listen, let me add my tag to it.
Add the tag.
Every answered prayer creates a new prayer.
Yes, sir.
That's right.
Yeah.
Just like every seed contains a harvest.
Oh!
And every harvest already has a seed in it.
That's right.
So it's a continual cycle. I know it don't happen down here in these parts, but in other parts who have preceded us didn't always handle these situations with integrity.
That's right.
And so what we're doing is trying to make sure we show these other leaders who are partnering with us, with you, that this is a real situation. So this is not some guy at the house saying support us, taking everything, buying houses and cars, while other people are in a place of despair and chaos.
That's right.
So we're just trying to show that it's real life, and these are real people.
Yeah.
You know, and I had a conversation on it when I was talking to Dr. Bryant before we called you and after we got back on the phone. It's like the reality is you go from having something one day to a few hours later, and everything is gone. So that's not just the crisis of a house, it's the trauma of the reality.
That's right. So the trauma piece.
And there's an emotional piece that goes
That's right.
with
That's the piece.
that kind of trauma.
Yeah.
It's like, where do we call home?
Listen, Bishop.
Dad had everything.
Listen.
It just.
This is not even talking about the trauma they had before this thing.
Right.
So we got to be. So now we can nail it.
Yeah, and we're
develop
not just talking about
opportunities.
first-time home buyers.
That's right.
We're talking about generational houses that have been passed down. We talked earlier through generations. Now,
And that is literally what she's.
Because with the absence of my sister's father,
This is
transition,
This is great, y'all.
this would be 4 generations that you're seeing right here.
Go ahead.
Meaning, when she goes, it's hers, and when she goes, it's her and my nephew. So you're seeing this, like even now, the generational, like she is the daughter of someone who would have been in my mom's generation. So it's like it would have gone to her, etc. So to maintain that, to ensure, again, like you were saying upstairs, that the communities feel the support and not just the temporary, but the sustained partnership.
That's the thing, and that's what people don't understand. Like, I grew up on that street. I lived there. I raised her there when she was born because I had difficulties with her. So my grandmother opened up her own home to me to be there. That's where she cared for my children when I worked and I was in school. So it's bigger than just rebuilding. It's like that's our family. That whole block. It's family, community.
but everybody doesn't understand that family component because everybody doesn't have a rich generational legacy like that. But I get even with myself, the house that I grew up, my grandparents' house. I live with my parents, but I went to school from their house, walked to school. Back then, you go to grandma and them house, grandpa and them house in the morning, before school, after school. And when my grandmother and my grandfather transitioned first and my grandmother transitioned, that house fell to my dad and his siblings. And they were about to turn around and sell the house. And I begged them not to work, and I bought the house. I said, I can't, because I'm a family person. I said, that's my grandpa's house. That's why I went to school from that house. I'd rather buy it than watch somebody else come in here. Even long after people were, where's Willie? No, he been gone for about 2 years. But they knew on that corner that was divine, so I get it. So our prayer is that as you rebuild, again, partnership, that other entities can help us be a part.
People need clothes, and that's what they're doing, packing the clothes and they'll bring it out there. People come and just do or whatever and help people there. And but the specific people that, like the grandmother right there, we're making sure that all of them have brand new essentials.
Is there any food needs that we have, or do you all?
The problem is with food is if the people displaced, the only food is the now food.
Gotcha.
So we've been cooking every day. And so that's been great with them. Then in the evening time, everybody disperses and goes to different places for sleeping, and they come back in the daytime part. So they're starting to gather now. And we're gonna be cooking. We got pits and everything. Hey, Margaret, this is an angel of our church. Margaret, this is Bishop of, he's the pastor of Cathedral of Praise.
Blessings, bless you.
How are you?
He partnered with us.
So these are 2 aunts that were displaced. Thankfully, the homes were saved, but there's still no gas, no water, no electricity, and they can't go up.
They won't let us go back in yet.
Yeah.
And that's when you're talking about the streets are blocked off.
Some of the streets are blocked off. Yeah.
Who's up there, and they actually roped our street off last night.
Who National Guard did? Okay. And again, that's because there's so many open gas lines. There's things smoldering. We don't want anybody looting the homes that are preserved, etc. So they're here, boots on the ground to preserve what is left. But then when they're gone,
That's
the
right.
community comes in, and again, that's when we need the assistance
Exactly.
to sustain the people that own those properties, so they feel that there is hope to rebuild.
Right.
Yeah. One of the grocery stores in Altadena burned down, and their freezers went out.
Okay.
So they gave us over 100 pounds of meat, and those gentlemen there
They cooked it all up.
cooked all the meat, and everybody who
Shared
came
it
to
to
either
the community.
donate or needed food, we gave it away. So it's still continual. Every morning we're posting, hey, we're here, come out if you need it, and we still have people coming to receive the care that's needed.
I think it's another point of emphasis that you all are not just providing a place to eat, but the necessary tools to move forward.
Yes, yes,
So it's
yes.
not just, we're not just giving away clothes, we're not just giving away
That's right.
food.
We got a strategic
but we're trying
plan to
to help
get-
you
that's right.
now, whether it be filling out information,
That's right.
whether it be
Correct.
getting. So I think that's another side of this too.
Okay.
Is we got to push that narrative that you are already in the business of moving forward.
Come on.
Okay,
That's
okay.
right.
Not just addressing
Yeah.
a food crisis
Right,
or
right.
a displacement crisis, but we are addressing the need to move forward.
Okay.
Don't sell your property.